Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Girls who are teenagers.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
For someone to come home with me, all you have to do is be quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. Just use your common sense. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. This is not about music.
What up and welcome back. I'm Jane, thePLAINESTjane, and over here on this channel, y'all know I deliver y'all syrup in the form of Black news and celebrity updates. So I know it's late. Everybody come on in, have a seat, hit thumbs up on the video as you come in because we have a lot to break down, a lot to get into, a lot that I've researched, pictures, videos, documentation, evidence of exactly what the title says. It's very disturbing how much Diddy's deviancy has been a bit of an open secret for over the span of decades. It's very eerie and it's very creepy. A lot of these clips, I know I have seen pretty much almost all of them, but to see them resurface in this manner and to have the context so relevant in this day and age, specifically right now with all that Diddy is going through, it's pretty creepy. And I think that anybody with a working knowledge of it, anybody who is in media and entertainment, who has the ability to put out content and amplify what has already been put out about Diddy, I feel like we have an obligation and a responsibility to inform the public of what this is, because a lot of times the mistreatment that happens, especially when it comes to women in the entertainment industry, you might be a model, you might be a video vixen, you could be a regular child actress. And even if you're not a woman, when it comes to children, as I have in this title here, you are extremely vulnerable. And it's almost like the mistreatment is expected. It's to be expected, and you are to be expected to shut up and accept and deal with it in order to get an opportunity or to advance to the next level. And if you dare open your mouth, you will pay. Your livelihood, your career, your life, your family, who knows? You're going to pay for it in some form or another. But in 2024, it's much different than the 90s. And we are equipped with a lot more knowledge, our vocabulary. We've been having extensive conversations which allow people to articulate things that in the 90s, they really couldn't quite articulate. They just accepted it just to get to the next level or to stay in the game or to keep their career popping. And a lot of times, the abuse of power or authority, money, power, respect, Diddy, whatever, people use that in order to corner you and have you to make decisions that you otherwise wouldn't make. Whether you're a child, whether you're a woman, a new artist in the industry, and you don't know how it works, they're able to intimidate you, coerce you, threaten you, and have you feeling like really the best option for me is to say yes, because if not, I'll suffer. So we're going to get into all this and more in this video. This is a part 2. Y'all know I think that the R. Kelly intro is very fitting for talking about what we discussed when it comes to the abuse of power that over the span of decades, right, that has now led to a federal indictment, which is RICO, which is racketeering, which is exactly what R. Kelly did with his abuse of power and with his enterprise, because neither Diddy nor R. Kelly did any of this stuff alone. They had help, they had employees, they had enablers, and those people can be looked at, right, as a co-conspirator. So we're going to get into all this stuff. I told y'all in the last video that we would be getting to part 2. The thing about it is the medication that I'm on right now, I did not know it was going to knock me out the way that it did. So I told y'all I was going to come back like an hour after the last video ended, and maybe that did not happen. And I was knocked out. I mean, the medicine did me good, right? Can't feel no knee pain, but wow. So I just wanted to give you all that information. So this is a part 2 to a series or a video that I did the day before yesterday. This is the thumbnail to that. It is also linked down below in the description box. It's already linked there. I don't have to go add it. So it is there right now if you need to catch part 1. It is kind of lengthy. I didn't expect it to get that lengthy. So I'm going to try to make this one a bit shorter, although we have a lot of clips and a lot of stuff that we need to get through. So check that out if you're picking up where we left off, because we're literally picking up kind of in the middle of where we left off last time with all the notes that I've taken. But also keep in mind, this is not my first, second, or third Diddy video. There have been extensive coverage starting from when it was just a civil thing. Around about this time last year, October last year, Cassie's civil lawsuit surfaced, and that was settled for $30 million in a matter of hours, literally. And it's so funny because when I reported that he settled for $30 million, people were like, oh, I thought you were credible. The dollar amount isn't placed anywhere. Well, guess what's coming out now in the documentation, in the paperwork, is that he settled for $30 million. And his attorney even said it in a bit of a kind of like a pissed off type of a tone this week in the bail hearings. So chill on me. When I do my research and when I'm talking about court cases, I know what I'm talking about. I might misstep if I'm talking about Krishan or Blueface or whatever the hell they got going on. But when it comes to court documentation and paperwork, that's something I take seriously. So don't play with me. All right. His attorney literally stood in that courtroom earlier this week and said, give you a reason, I can give you 30 million reasons. And everybody else lined up after those 30 million reasons were cashed out to victim number 1. Okay. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what was said in the courtroom this week. So don't play with me. All right. Like the video, share this video with somebody who is just as nosy as you and wants all of the up-to-date information as it pertains to Diddy, because we are about to get down to all of it, from the IV drip situation, which is where we left off last time, to a lot of other things that we need to get into. I have a couple of updates, and I just want to know if there are any oil defenders. If you support Diddy, if you're defending Diddy, just make yourself known in the chat. Go ahead and put a 9 in the chat, put a 99 in the chat, as a matter of fact. If you are an oil defender, okay? I just want to know. Some Diddy for you all. Oil defenders. Couple updates. Diddy is in the shoe. For those of you all who are not familiar with how things go when you are behind bars, you are when you are a high profile case, right? And Diddy is a very high profile case, but also charges such as these, oftentimes you'll catch people trying to take themselves out and unalive themselves. So he's in the shoe. He's isolated. He's not in Gen Pop with everybody else. He is by himself. Also, he is on Uicide Watch, right? I'm trying to censor my words here because y'all know how YouTube does. He's on Uicide Watch, but it's not that he was showing uicidal ideations. It's just that it is normal because sometimes people do want to take themselves out when they're dealing with the mountain of charges that in the intensity and the severity of the charges that Diddy is facing. It is routine to put him on Uicide Watch. So I know some people are seeing that and they're like, oh, he's trying to take himself out. No, not really. Based on all of the reports on what they were saying and Diddy's demeanor in the courtroom. Now, R. Kelly did have this like sad, remorseful look on his face when it came down to his time in the trial. But and that doesn't mean that he was sad or remorseful about what he did. He just didn't. He was upset that he got caught. He wasn't upset about what he did. But Diddy, he doesn't even have the look of anything on his face. He's just sitting there looking extremely emotionless, according to all of the journalists who were there live at that time. And so with that being said, another update I want to get into before we get into all of the other legal things is Diddy's publicist up and quit. I mean, longtime publicist. She was working with him for well over 20 years. So we know that Diddy has pled not guilty to all of this stuff by now. And if you don't know, like I said, go catch up on the previous videos. And eventually I'm going to have to make a playlist about the Diddy stuff since I'm covering it in this way. And I'm not going to stop covering it. Obviously, I'm going to continue to follow the story. But his longtime publicist of over 20 years, longtime friend and publicist. And not only that, let me get into this. Diddy's longtime publicist was actually She was actually, and take a look at this B-roll, because this B-roll is very important that I have planned for you here. Now, his longtime publicist, her name is Natalie, or I'm sorry, Nathalie. Excuse me. Her name is Nathalie. And she served, in addition to being his publicist, she served as executive vice president of communications at Combs Enterprises. And she played an extensive role in helping to shape the public image of his business portfolio, which began with his fashion label, Sean John, in 1998. And she was also instrumental in the launch of Sean John's fragrance lines, the Ciroc vodka line, and the Bad Boy Reunion Tour. So she was very instrumental in all this. It's very interesting that she just up and quit out of nowhere, because, well, it's kind of like not out of nowhere. We know where it comes from, right? All the other people stepping down and things of that nature. And it's essentially being told by insiders close to her or Diddy's camp that she really didn't have any other choice. Like, what other choice does she have? He's being caught up in a way that even, this lady has been supporting him through all of this stuff, all the way through, the Cassie lawsuits and everything else. She has been there. And she has been on the ground and helping him. This is what's really interesting. If you notice, P. Diddy has went through a significant amount of name changes. He went from Puff Daddy to Puffy to P. Diddy to Diddy to Brotha Love to Love. But when you get into the very latest of the name changes, it was really to combat all the monstrous things that Diddy has done over the years. Diddy coming off as a monster in so many different ways. How? Not just whatever he's got going on with his $1,000 of baby oil. No. Also, any act, any group, any artist that he has ever worked or collaborated with the exception of Stevie J, he's cheated them out of their money. They've had issues with royalties. They've done extensive work. We've seen Making the Band. We've seen Danity Kane, him sending people over bridges to get cheesecake. He just loves to abuse power and F people over and reap all of the benefits. So when it came time for him to get this, Lifetime Achievement Award from BET or whatever, Career Achievement Award, whatever the case was, he had then already changed his name to Brotha Love and then just Love to promote peace. And then you saw him out of nowhere all of a sudden, I'm going to be giving the royalties to all the artists I've been working with. And this was right before he got the key to the city. So his publicist has been very instrumental in diverting the attention away from his deviancy to trying to really recreate and formulate a different narrative for Diddy that gives off that he is loving and he's about peace and love and tranquility. Meanwhile, he's screwing over all his artists. He's hitting and kicking women behind the scenes. We seen that one woman come out who was also with Diddy at the same time. Carisha was with Diddy, who said that she was pregnant and Diddy continuously kicked her in the stomach, allegedly, so that she could lose the child. Like, this is a violent man, but this publicist has been very instrumental in combating that very violent image of him to try to make him look like a bit of a saint in the public eye. And it's interesting how not only has she quit, she has disconnected her phone number and her email. When you try to email her, it bounces back and says this email is no longer in service. Same with the phone calls. Well, that's very interesting, girl. Girl, that is very interesting. And if you think that that's going to stop you from being deposed, it's not. You know where all the bodies are buried. You helped him bury some of these bodies. You helped him conspire with the public to combat the court of public opinion when it came to some of these bodies. And sometimes the court of public opinion, it bleeds over into the court of law. As a matter of fact, that's how Diddy is caught up in this federal indictment anyway. The public perception of Diddy, right? And him quickly settling the Cassie lawsuit is what made the government zero in on him. And that's how we're here with this federal indictment. Proof of that, I'm going to do you one better. I'm actually going to pull up something of an actual attorney speaking out about how Diddy's indictment came about. Again, I've been doing a lot of research, so thank y'all so much for watching. Please be sure to pay your fare on my bus, because you are on my bus if you're watching. Just hit the thumbs up button. That's all you got to do. It is completely, absolutely free. You don't have to send a cash app. It would be nice if you would subscribe, but just hit the thumbs up button. Let's take a look at what this attorney has to say.
The craziest thing about Diddy being locked up right now, facing mandatory minimums, the possibility of life in federal prison. Go read the transcript from the bond hearing and listen to what the defense says they believe is the start of the feds looking into P. Diddy. The defense says, my read of it, many months ago, a woman approaches Diddy and says, hey, this is through lawyers, we're going to be releasing a tell-all book about this woman's experience with Diddy over all the years. And it's going to make you look like a monster. And if you don't want that book to get out there, you can buy the exclusive rights to it for $30 million. Catch and kill this book. Diddy's team says no. Woman comes back with a lawyer. We're going to file a civil lawsuit against you because it's not just stuff that makes for good print. These are civil claims that we can bring and we can win millions of dollars. Diddy's team says, okay, bring the lawsuit. They bring the lawsuit, and within like hours, it's settled for, surprise, surprise, $30 million. After those things happened, a line of people came with stories to get their check too. Hey, if she got 30 mil, what can I get off this guy? I was there, I saw this, I heard that. And that then led to a federal investigation. See, people think, oh, somebody's out to get him. He pissed off the wrong person. It's the alcohol company that, nah. You guys got to understand that there's prosecutors out there who want big, sexy cases. They don't fall out of the sky every day. The chance to go after somebody like P. Diddy and put him away for life is like the greatest case you could ever find if you're a prosecutor. And so when a public filing gets released and you read it and you go, wait a second, that law firm is mad thorough. Wait a second, he settled it for 30 million. Wait a second. If all of this is true, then I could probably get some subpoenas. I could probably collect some evidence. I could probably build a case. They start doing it. They raid. A couple months later, they indict. It is very possible that had P. Diddy immediately caught and killed the story by paying the $30 million that he paid eventually anyway, that story never gets public. Nobody ever comes forward, and nobody in the federal government ever bothers to look for the baby oil.
Okay. Did you hear what the man said? If you didn't hear it, go back and watch again. All right. The man said what he said. And the fact of the matter is, you got some people who, instead of being focused on Dr. Umar, I'm talking to you. I'm tugging on your wig. I'm tugging on your freeform locks and whatever you got going on. Right. Boosie, I'm talking to your jaundice, bedbug-eyed ass. Who's the other person? It's one other person. Boosie, Dr. Umar. Oh my God, who's the other person? Who am I missing, you guys? Who else is an oil? It's one other guy who was defending it. It was Boosie. Who am I missing? Please help me in the chat. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to. Faison. Yes, Faison. I'm tugging on your roller set from Friday. I'm tugging on you because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it got into the feds' hands. What matters is what the feds found was misconduct, a massive misconduct, and that's looking like a RICO, a legit organized criminal organization. You are utilizing, like, it's no reason why. It's no reason why they found all that they found in your camp. It's no reason. Let me go ahead and read it. Search my own notes. Found, seized during the raid. Now, mind you, they raided 2 of R. Kelly's properties. They raided his mansion in Miami, and they raided his mansion in Los Angeles. And what they found was astonishing, right? 3 AR-15s with defaced serial numbers. Keep in mind, it is a crime to remove serial numbers from weaponry because it needs to be tracked in the event that ballistics needs to track something if anything happens. If you feel like you're standing your ground and you're using your weapons well within your rights, you wouldn't have an issue with ballistics testing your stuff. So the fact that you're removing serial numbers means that you're trying to get away with like malicious injury, and because this is a semi-automatic, you're literally trying to get away with taking people out, unaliving people, and not being caught. That is what defacing serial numbers mean. A large capacity drum magazine. We know over the 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube, the narcotics such as ketamine. And then per the prosecutor, he had narcotics in his hotel room, and they're saying that that was a pink powder that they believe is had been tested previously as X. They're finding the same pink powder, so they're assuming it's X this time because they found another pink powder and tested it, and it was ecstasy. So they're also in possession of 90 cell phones, laptops, cloud storage accounts that they've went through, over 100 entities and individuals, including communications providers, tech companies, social media companies, banks, and other financial institutions, airlines, hotels, car services, and other travel-related companies, escort services, and even the defendants' companies and wealth management firm. Over 144,000 pages of documentation they have subpoenaed from Sean P. Diddy Combs and all of his companies, and over 300 subpoenas. Okay. The government has been very busy digging into this mess. So while y'all are busy talking about the government had no business digging into him and how did they dug into him, half of y'all who are taking up for P. Diddy, he was trying to buy NBC. Same thing y'all was trying to say about Cosby and everybody else that's being held accountable and being atoned for their wrongdoings. Y'all are, oh no, the feds overstepped their grounds looking into him. No, when they looked into him and they actually found something, talk about that. Because that's where we are. In addition to all of this, Kim Porter has a book. All of us have heard about the alleged Kim Porter book, right? And so we've heard information now. Now, I did order the book. The book will be here to me on Tuesday. Okay, so I ordered the book probably like 3 hours ago on Amazon. And I do want to give y'all, it's a 60-page book, so it's not that long of a book. Apparently a white man released the book under the pseudonym of a black name because he knew that black folk wasn't finna buy a book from a white man that was supposedly the diary of Kim Porter. So that's where we are right now when it comes to the P. Diddy information, whatever. But from what I understand, there's a lot of stuff in there. There's stuff in there about Tupac and Faith Evans, other young male pop stars. I can only say so much, but there are videos that I will be showing you within this stream here where we'll be able to see some really damning things. And I do think that the book is going to help prove a lot of what I've put in the title and the documentation that I already have prepared to dish out to you all in this video. So keep in mind, the Kim Porter book is out as well. That's another update I wanted to give you. And the last update I want to give you before we get into continuing and moving on to part 2 is there is, and this is all per Make It Make Sense. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. Some people refer to him as Mims here on YouTube when you think about the acronym behind Make It Make Sense. Make It Make Sense is actually very credible, I will say. I do watch a good amount of his stuff. And from what he's saying is that there is a sex tape of Mary J. Blige being shopped around. And Mary J. Blige is doing things that seemingly are against her will in order to get put on or to keep her career flowing. And she says this really odd statement amid the sex tape, and the sex tape is literally being shopped around, but a lot of people don't want to, touch it out of, I don't know, they're apprehensive. Out of respect for Mary J. Blige, it's kind of like there's not just one person being with her intimately in that video, which is really unfortunate. And like I said, this is alleged, you know, in accordance to reports. But like I said, Mims is very, very credible. And a lot of the things that Mims be early about saying comes out later in the blogs and is actually solidified and proven. So she was heard saying something in the video that kind of, it was given that she wasn't into it, but she was doing it because what you would get from it, looking at it, because she felt obligated, because she felt like her career was going to plummet, her life was going to plummet, whatever. And y'all know Mary J. Blige, she's even come out herself. If you watch the Mary J. Blige, you know, documentary or whatever the case is, she went through this really induced state of being hooked on alcohol, drugs. You know, she was with one of the members of Casey and JoJo, I believe it was. So that's a whole thing. And I just wanted to put that out there to you all, that is there. But I've also heard that there are other tapes outside of the alleged Mary J. Blige tape being shopped around as well. And that is really unfortunate. I wonder if we're going to see any of them. I'm not sure how I feel about any of them leaking, because like, what is that going to prove? Foxy Brown has been talking like she's going to say something. Kamora Lee Simmons is being annoyingly cryptic as it pertains to this situation. So there's so many people caught up in the Diddy web, and there's so many people speaking up and speaking out pertaining to this situation. So I just want to go ahead and leave that there. We're already 26 minutes into the video. I wanted to give you a few updates pertaining to this case before we get back into really documenting the legal things. We went through the indictment and a lot of other things in the previous video, but now I want to get into all of the different videos that I have actually collected and the things that I think are important for us to remember from this case here. So let me go ahead. Let me see. What is it?
The craziest thing.
Okay, so we already listened to the lawyer, so we can remove that. Now I want you to all take a look at this Usher video that I have here. And then we're going to get back into the IV stuff. And then we're going to get straight into Usher targeting children. And I feel like new and vulnerable celebrities who don't know, new children and vulnerable celebrities who know nothing about the industry. And they feel like they need to give something in order to get something out of the industry to make something out of their career. I want you all to see all of this stuff, because this is a story that I'm telling here that I wasn't able to tell in the last video because the video just got to be too long. And I know when people see a 4 or 5 hour video, baby, the chances that I'm getting to the third hour is little to none. But these are some really important clips and some very telling and chilling clips of Diddy and the way he takes advantage of people. Take a listen to this right here. If you haven't already hit thumbs up, please be sure to do so. Please be sure to do so. Thank you very much.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. It was curious. I got a chance to see some things. It was pretty wild.
We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like? I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. It was pretty wild. There were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand.
We would fight. We would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you got to chill. Like, you're just a little bit too intense. You know, you got.
It's interesting. Y'all would fight, y'all would tussle, and then Puffy tell you need to chill. What was y'all fighting, y'all tussling about? Over Kellogg's or over you? Like, oh, you fighting, and now you need to chill because you
Got to relax. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? There were a lot of things I seen. And a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be.
New York is a little bit too fast for me, you know, and I spent like a year here.
What
Like
a life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
What you mean? Hell no, Usher. I'm trying to understand how come you. It was very tough for you. You had to tussle. You saw stuff, and there are other. If you listen to the full extensive interview of Howard Stern, and please make sure you show this video some love in whatever way you can. You can send a Cash App if you want to. You can like the video or subscribe, because I think that this video might get censored because Howard Stern don't play about playing his clips, but I call myself taking a risk putting it in here anyway. So I might have to edit that out, and the quality of this video might go down just a little bit, replay value wise. But if you listen to this full interview, he talks extensively about living with Diddy and about how he saw stuff that he probably shouldn't have seen. He was too young to see it, and all it. Y'all don't find it.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
I'm just saying. I listen. Hey, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody in the comments and everybody commenting down below. I meant to give y'all a trigger warning, and I'm so sorry about that. We can assume that trigger warnings are common sense, but some people really may not know. And obviously, we're talking about very triggering stuff here, so I apologize, and I do want to give you a trigger warning. Shout out to the official Thais report, okay? Being a part of the membership. If y'all don't go subscribe to the Thais report, y'all are really missing out. He is such a funny, informative, very compassionate and passionate blogger. Y'all got to subscribe. You have to. Okay? You have to. But you know, the Usher thing, and then we get Usher is one that quote unquote survived Diddy, but Justin Bieber unfortunately didn't. I mean, not to say that he obviously he's still here, right? But we can see you'll see in the clips that I play, Justin Bieber, oh my gosh, I feel like he really should have been a part of the Quiet on Set documentary with the Nickelodeon thing. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like Justin Bieber could have definitely been a part of the Quiet on Set, because even though that was about child actors, Justin Bieber was an entertainer, a musician, but he definitely suffered. He definitely suffered, in my opinion, as a child entertainer that was exposed to things and didn't have the protection that he needed. Whether it had been his parents, whether it had been his manager, somebody over that young man could and should have protected him, and they didn't. And it's given broken young man, and I send him nothing but healing and positive energy, because the one thing I forget that I left out as I take a look back at my notes, the Kim Porter book. The Kim Porter book, and we're about to get back into the IV stuff. The Kim Porter book, she outlined a lot of things that she had witnessed, a lot of things that she had experienced, and a lot of things that she had investigated on her own. And so apparently what Kim Porter did was she went into the safe and watched some of the tapes that P. Diddy had recorded and captured. And she was very bothered by not just the fact that he was, having freak offs with women or having freak offs with men too. She was really bothered by the freak offs that he was having with young boys. I didn't hear anything about young girls, and I don't really recall hearing it being about young people in general. I really do. And like I said, the book is going to come in the mail for me. This is the synopsis and the summary that I was getting from what I read at the description of the book, but I already ordered it, and it's going to be to me on Tuesday. So I'll be able to definitively say that. But it seems like she was very bothered. She was really putting together an exit plan. And what's so crazy is Kim was putting together an exit plan, and so was Cassie. Cassie was able to execute hers and escape with her life. Kim wasn't. But Kim was putting together an exit plan. She said she was so bothered and shaken up and rattled by the seeing Diddy deal with young boys. one of which who became a household pop star name that we all know. Hey, look, if you think it's somebody, name who you think it is, right? I can't think of anybody else outside of Thais. Thais, I can't with you. There were some other innuendos and things. Apparently, he was messing with some female rapper who was married. I can't really think of any female rappers who were married at that time, but there are things being dropped in the book. So, hey, shout out to Down the Rabbit Hole News. Thank you, thank you. So it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff going on. We got some good content creators in the chat. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and get moving. We need to move on to the Adrita. Yes, Leo. Yes. Diddy's a bad person. Yes, he is. We need to get moving into the IV drip. Is everybody ready to get into the IV drip talk? I know that's kind of where we left off, but I kind of just want to create a very safe overlap. I won't spend too long on each of my bullet points that I have created. And we're going to move on. If you haven't already shared this video with somebody, baby, share this thing. Okay? Share this thing with your group chat and somebody else that's just as nosy as you. Because the only reason you're here is because you nosy and because you love the girl. You love the girl. Okay, so when we get into the IV drip, I'm getting ready to show you a snippet of him with the IV drip with his mother. Long story short, when it comes to the IV drip and Diddy, he first of all would use drugs and all types of drugs, narcotics, ecstasy, meth, all types of stuff. They named all these different things in the what you call it, in the indictment. Baby, I even know what them drugs were. I still don't know what them drugs is. You know what? I don't even want to know what them drugs is. Them drugs was like 30 letters long. I'm like, this is like, congratulations, I believe it's 16 letters. These drugs was like 32 and 40 letters long. I'm like, damn. Like, so he has all of his sex participants on drugs to keep his victims obedient and compliant. And this is all based on evidence when this is based on all the evidence when it came to the people involved in these quote unquote freak offs. And sometimes he would drug them and sometimes he would coerce them. And this is where it gets kind of muddy for some people, because some people feel like, oh, these people was doing it because they wanted to. And sometimes you got people who feel like, okay, well, when people are already induced on drugs, what does consent really look like? Can somebody truly consent when they're inebriated to that capacity? So, but you have some people saying people would show up and just eat a meal and drink a little champagne. You got Gene Deal saying that the champagne was spiked. So it's like, what does consent look like when you take consent or you take flat out logic from people by spiking stuff? You're spiking the food, you're spiking the weed, you're spiking the you think you're just drinking vodka, or you think you're just drinking champagne. And that's not really what's happening. Like, you know, what's the real deal here? And that's what a lot of people are saying. Let me see if I can get this clip real quick of Gene Deal.
All the champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink. I smoke, nigga. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the fuck was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take dick. I heard niggas being like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all that shit because I was like, this nigga Diddy rich. So I'm finna put the squeeze on and get me a couple dollars and just say, you know what I'm saying? There's nobody believed that was really Diddy beating me back in. But now y'all motherfuckers believe the video, right? Right? Somebody throw me a couple dollars, man.
Somebody throw me a couple dollars. Boy, if you don't. Thank you for the truth, but I'm not sending you shit. So moving forward, sometimes, sometimes Diddy would drug him, and sometimes he would just coerce him, with threatening their career, their livelihood, their family, their financial stability, or whatever the case is. And he used narcotics such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB. Baby, I don't even know what ketamine and GHB is. Look that up on your own. I ain't got enough time to go through all that with y'all, because now, if I didn't have as much subject matter, I would go over that with y'all. But these videos are already turning out a little longer than I wanted them to be. So, and we got other stuff to get into. Y'all let me know what ketamine and GHB is. I don't know. I'm a good Christian woman. I don't know. I smoke, I drink. That is it. Okay? I don't know nothing about that. Insert Shekinah Joe. I don't know nothing about all that they got going on. I don't know. So, that's what that is. But, truthfully, oh, let me get him off the screen, because I can't keep looking at them soup coolers up there like that. Okay. All right. So, these freak offs would be very long, very over the top. These over the top, long as hell freak offs, they sometimes involved multiple participants, including multiple commercial sex workers. And so a lot of times Diddy's parting gift to the people who participated in these freak offs were in these hours and days long freak offs, in order to hydrate and replenish them after being drugged and forced to exert themselves until Diddy allowed them to stop. He would oftentimes use IVF, like, okay, here goes some drips. I said IVF. Here go these IV drips to replenish yourself. Because I mean, if you've been effing like a rabbit for 2 or 3 days straight, and you ain't had time to eat or to hydrate, like, yeah, you need some energy. And I mean, if you just leave out, and think about it. If he didn't give them IVFs and they just left out and tried to walk up the street, they might collapse or they might pass out because they dehydrated and malnourished. Yes, Leo. Yes, very malnourished. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And so they're very malnourished and dehydrated. The cat thinks it's about him, and it's not. And so let me go ahead and show you him doing an actual. This is how much Diddy loved the IV drip, because he did it all the time. And I mean, I'm not saying that you can't, because I do see like celebrities. I've seen Wendy Williams and a lot of other and just people with a certain type of means. Hell, I've even seen Funky didn't even talk about going to go get an IV drip. Some people call them a banana pack, whatever the case is. And here is Diddy sharing one with his mother. Let me go ahead and show y'all this screen really quickly. Okay.
Yeah, my mom's gorgeous. Let me introduce you to my mom, called Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. Mom, freshly dipped though.
Do a quick little pause. See if they can't get me for copyright. Okay, let's keep going.
I was trying to show you shoes.
Ew, just look at his arrogance right here. Like
Yeah, my mom's is single. Mom's is single. I ain't gonna hate on my mom's. She's single. Me and my mom talked about one time doing a dating show with her. And she's so picky.
A dating show.
She's so picky, they don't stand. But yeah, that'd be the funniest show in the world.
It will be. Especially with me.
I don't even want to get started if she was doing that. We're not doing that because yeah, my mom's single. Yeah, for real.
Diddy, you know, the first time that man hurt your mom feelings, you finna take him out. Like, stop playing.
Mom do know how to have a good time. She ain't sitting in the house playing. They outside moving and shaking, baby. She come with me to strip club. I don't care. Real. It's my dog. You know, I want to live life. Be out here moving and grooving. My mom told me, she just said, keep moving, baby.
That's right.
Keep moving. She
don't stop.
She could touch the floor with her palms. You know? Flat. Oh.
Ew, you're trying to sell your mom right now. You literally just said she can touch the floor with her palms, insinuating that she can stand up and bend over and take some Yadamini from the back. And you, oh my God. What male son is really getting online doing that? Most male sons are going to say, ew, don't talk about my mom like that. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to be in the vicinity of anybody trying to slide into their moms, trying to get to the yams, sweet yam. This man is off the fucking meat racks. Something's wrong with him. What's wrong? What? Oh my God. Not oh Jesus. Oh, I don't.
But you're not. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself.
What a sicko.
Take pew, pew, pew.
And they think that's cute. Both of them think it's cute. Child. Do we see why Diddy is the way that he is? Because his mama is feeling it. And she chuckling the way his teeth should have been knocked out. All right, moving on. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll take too much time up on this because, oh my God, this man has completely lost it. Well, he never had it. In order for somebody to lose it, they have had to have had it at one point. Okay, that's that. All right. So, listen, the parting gifts being an IV is completely crazy. It's completely crazy. And what it reminded me of is when I saw Mase said something. Mase said something a while ago. Now, mind you, I didn't appreciate how I feel like Mase is of a certain age and the way that he got these fronts or whatever in his mouth. It was the way he was talking was like, and it's like, take that shit out your mouth. Like, you are not 22. But listen to what he said, though.
Yo, how dare this nigga told me he want receipts? Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga? Yo, how dare this nigga told me he want receipts? Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga?
Now, I did find some information upon my research that Diddy definitely used his mother's name a lot, especially in the beginning of his career. But also, if you look in the paperwork of his initial bail hearing, he listed his mother's mansion as collateral to put up to get out from jail. Well, that was his proposal to the government. I'll put up $50 million. I'll give up all of my kids' passports. I'll give up my mother's mansion, which is worth $48 million, listed his mother's name. And I found some documentation and some research from back in the day that he literally used his mother's name on a lot of his stuff from the beginning. So I feel like that there might really actually be something there with Mase saying, like, leave me alone. Like, if I'm calling you or whatever the case is, stop. You want receipts from me, nigga? Let's talk. So I understand what he's saying, because if you didn't F somebody over, and I know there's one person in the chat that I know Thais gets it. You gonna mess me over, and I know where your bodies are buried. Let's talk about the stuff that's in your mama's name, my boy. Let's talk about it. So that's what Mase was getting at, and that is that. I found some credibility there. Okay, I did find some credibility there. I cannot hold you. All right. So let's move on beyond the IV drip, beyond the what are we talking about here? The things being in his mother's name. We're getting into talking about him targeting children. And this part is really, really, really sad to me. The Justin Bieber part is really, really, really obvious. One thing that I want to show to you right now, I'm actually going to go out of order from what I wanted to do. Okay, Leo, I get that. Anything else? Okay. Is that all? Cat over here really trying to make it about him. Let's get into this. Let me tell you how creepy this clip is. And we're going to see it a little bit later. But I want to just help y'all understand how creepy this is. Getting straight to the beginning of the title of this video, Diddy targets children. Tell me how old you think this little girl is. Just comment the number down below. Let's take a look.
Tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Yeah. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Okay, Diddy. Okay, Diddy. That's very eerie and it's very weird. And I really want to tap into this habit of Diddy targeting children, because I feel like it's been an open secret. And as a people, when it comes to entertainment and the music in which we consume and the people in which we admire, we really need to start being a little more critical of them. Because Diddy has been telling us about what he does, and R. Kelly was another one too. Feeling on your booty. 14-year-old in the studio, in the booth, he was feeling on her booty at that moment. Like the open secrets of the bad boy come out and play. A lot of times we sweep it under the rug, and then the guys of y'all trying to tear a black man down. I'm not tearing shit down. I'm talking about what has transpired as I seen it, as you did it. Your victim is either speaking out or acting out, whether they want to admit it or not. And they might not want to admit it now, but goddamn it, they're going to admit it later. There is an issue when it comes to our community feeling like we cannot, or we are not supposed to hold entertainers, musicians in particular, and Black musicians accountable. And that has to stop. It has to stop. And that is the reason why I think that this conversation is so necessary. And it's so layered. And then also with the warnings that we've been hearing for the longest time. How long have we been hearing that R. Kelly is a pervert and that Sean P. Diddy Combs is an abusive deviant? How long have we been hearing that? And then ignoring it and still, allowing them to continue with whatever the hell.
Million. Now
You got to tell him no. And shout out to Kat for being brave enough and bold enough to say that. It was nothing really in particular that prompted him to say that, but he said it and it rings true. It really rings true. I wonder if Cat Williams is ever, 'cause I feel like Cat Williams absolutely opened the portal. He opened the portal to the bullshit. And I'm like, when are you going to close this portal? And my joking point, I'm like, when are you going to close this portal? Close this shit up. But in another point, I'm just like, expose it all, because these people have been hiding in plain sight all along. That's the same definition. An open secret is somebody hiding in plain sight. The open secret, Will and Jada have been swingers for forever. Hiding in plain sight is no different than an open secret. Like, it's like they're interchangeable. So it's just like the people and the things that need to be exposed. If the open secret was just you, like picking your nose, eating your boogies, putting the strap on and fucking your man in the butt, like, that's cool. Like, that's not hurting anybody. But when it comes to things that have caused other folks harm, tremendous harm, you actually being completely out of pocket to the point where you got physical misconduct, sexual misconduct, everything else, it's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother ball game, if you ask me. But let me continue and get back into where I am with talking about this. All I'm saying is Cat Williams told us all along, and the next time, listen, we need to listen to leprechauns, okay? We need to listen to the leprechauns. And in a joking sense, we need to close this portal. But in a serious sense, we do need to expose the bull crap, okay? Now, I do want to show y'all this other clip. There's so many other clips that I need to show y'all. Okay, there's another clip that I want to show y'all pertaining to Usher. Let's take a look at this.
Off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, that's how. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I'm sorry. Let me just give a little bit of context. Most people may have already seen this already. This is, you have Diddy standing to the one side. You've got Usher in the middle, and obviously the shorter person that you see is Kevin Hart. Listen to the context of this conversation, and I may need to play the video I played in the beginning again just to help you understand all that Usher had to maneuver through as he was living in quote-unquote Diddy's music or artistry camp.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And I'm
what the fuck did Puff just say?
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm Kevin Hart in this instance. And I know Kevin Hart is like low-key trash. To some people, high-key trash. But I'm Kevin Hart because, like, I'm not believing that this is real. Like, this was however many years ago. And I'm like listening to him and I'm like, I'm thinking like this has got to be a joke. What he's saying sounds so crazy. So, like, I'm not gonna lie, I would be cracking up too because I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, I would have never thought that he was really anally or sexually or emotionally or psychologically abusing children, whether it be Usher, whether it be Justin Bieber. I would be laughing too because, like, I wouldn't know that it was real. And so this is the one time I'm not making excuses for Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is trash in his own right, but not in the sense of abusing a child star or whatever. Like, he's just a cheater and just like overall just like whatever. But like, I would be laughing too, because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm a comedian and we're on live WitchCon. So why are you even saying this? Like, it comes up later and it's like, you was admitting some shit, but I thought you was joking. Like, what you mean you and Usher woke up fighting and he was a team?
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, I mean, damn, pause, but like, check this out. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And I'm
What the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this for me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid.
Listen, having a good time. Yo, your Usher made it in the. Hey, yo.
Like, what is this? Like, what? But you know what though? This was Usher. This was Diddy actually telling the truth about how things were when Usher used to reside with him. Like, why was y'all fighting? And that's the thing. Like, if y'all ever have play wrestled with somebody, like, let's keep it a buck. Play wrestling can always lead to something, whether you're a child or not, just in general, because it's a lot of close touching. If y'all aren't just involved with trying to prove who has the more dominant move, if you're wrestling with somebody you have a crush on, who you have an interest in, wrestling with all that close touching, it's gonna lead to you doing a little something that you want to do, albeit inappropriate or not. You know, a lot of times, hell, sometimes foreplay as grown people involves just like wrestling and, oh, come here, let me da-da-da, and then y'all end up doing the yada mean. So like, why does this grown man want to wrestle with a 13-year-old boy, Usher, over some frosted? He got to wrestle for breakfast and all this close touching, and now what you doing, whispering in his ear, wanting it your way? You want it your way, Diddy's way. He can't satisfy your needs. He's too young to keep on seeing you do it. Like, this is crazy to me. This is crazy. But this is something that it has become so normal for him that he's willing to even do interviews and spill it. And so part of me feels like, you idiot. Why would you spill that? Why would you spill that in an interview? But then the other part of me is like, you know what? I'm glad you did. A slip of the tongue. You got so big-headed that you felt like you could normalize and articulate this and explain it away in a way that would seem or come across as innocent, and nothing is normal about a child having to wrestle for breakfast. You want these Frosted Flakes? You're going to have to wrestle for it. Meaning they're going to have to get all up close, and you're going to have to do all this hugging, and you're going to be real close behind them, and that ain't right. It's not right. So that's that. As we move on and we continue, like I said, you know, the Howard Stern thing. Let me see.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. It was curious. I got a chance to see some things. It was pretty wild.
We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like? I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. It was pretty wild. There were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand.
We would fight. We would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you got to chill. Like, you just a little bit too intense. You know, you got to relax. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? There were a lot of things I seen and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be.
New York is a little bit too fast for me, you know, and I spent like a year here.
What a life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Very interesting. He wouldn't send his kids there. Very interesting. He wouldn't send his kids there. And I wonder why. All of the situations that he was placed in, that he felt like he was too young to experience, or whatever the case is, it's just a bit much. It's just a bit much. Okay. Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news. Okay, so let's keep it pushing. We are going to now get into Justin Bieber. I already gave y'all a trigger warning because the Justin Bieber stuff, it actually does make me sad. It makes me sad. But we've got to get into it. And there are several different videos that we are going to watch pertaining to him. Okay. Now, the clip of P. Diddy, and what is P. Diddy for? He's 40 something, right? Oh, in this clip, he is 40 and Justin Bieber is 15. And this clip has been going viral just because it just seems he's intimidating Justin. And Justin doesn't really have the words to be able to defend himself against whatever Diddy is. Hold on, let me make sure we get this. Okay. All right, let's go.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I find something all the way wrong with saying that, oh, the life he living is a 15-year-old's dream. It's like you're trying to get other 15-year-olds. It's giving recruit. It's giving recruit. And wait till I get to the grown people because I'm starting with the children. But I do feel like he manipulated other grown-ass men into this, and not even just men. Also, Kesha is one of them too. But you got like Meek Mill and other people. Like, this is crazy that he is advertising his ability to be a part of somebody's life or to assist somebody's career, or elevate somebody's aspirations to, this is a 15-year-old's dream. Like, so that what, you can get more 15-year-olds?
I had legal guardianship of times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours,
he had legal guardianship of Usher. But remember what we just heard Usher say about his time living with Diddy and how he wouldn't send his children there. And just listen to what's being said, but also listen to what's not being said too.
Definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
We're going crazy.
Justin, he's in. You ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now,
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But
so, what you might not understand is Justin Bieber has been a victim of Diddy's for quite some time. And Diddy got a hold of Justin Bieber at a very young age. And he always felt the need to answer Diddy's beck and call. And at this age, he didn't have the ability, the verbiage, the bravery to step up and say, like, I didn't want to call you back, or I don't like how, Diddy is pressuring him about how come Justin didn't call him back, because Justin obviously stopped communicating with him. When you stop communicating with people, it can be one of two things. It could be like you just need to focus on yourself, or it could be you don't like what that person got going on or how they make you feel. And in this case, it seems like Justin Bieber just wanted to disassociate from Diddy. Like, that's just what it was giving. And Diddy pulls up on him and is recording him, like pressing him. And so Justin, he's not really able to articulate how he didn't wanna, and it's really unfortunate that that Diddy pressed him like this, but this is what's going on. Hold on. Hold on. Let's make it work. Is it all the way at the beginning? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah. Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah. Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out.
That's terrible. Especially after watching Quiet on Set, the Quiet on Set in the way, and not to say how easy it is, but how I watched the Quiet on Set documentary, and watching how they manipulated those child stars. Because at the end of the day, why I feel like Justin Bieber could have definitely participated in the Quiet on Set thing is because he was a child star. And the tactics that they utilized in order to manipulate these child stars, it had, do you want to be successful? Do you want it? Do you want your mommy to be broke? It would be like crazy things. And I I just don't like that. And I just feel like that's extremely crazy. It's extremely crazy how he was sitting here manipulating Justin Bieber, but let's move on.
Not the way we used to.
Two other things.
I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So, yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away. I definitely feel protective of her.
Bad boy.
Anybody else? Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Barone.
Ava Barone Combs.
And first of all, let me just go ahead and say this. I'm Ava. I'm a Scorpio. Like, let's just say on average, she's 11. I'm Ava. I'm a Scorpio. There is nothing in an 11-year-old's life that requires them to show up and showcase their age and their sign. Like, that's some dating life shit. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I tripping? Like, children, no. Like, in the dating world, you'd be like, I'm 30, I'm an Aquarius. Like, that's what you do when you're on the chopping block, or like, it's no reason for a child to have to walk up and name her age and her astrological sign. Like, I'm sorry, like, that's a little creepy to me. Maybe if I'm doing too much, let me know. But that doesn't seem like anything that a child needs to do. That has nothing to do with how a child, because if anything, for a child to name their age and to name their astrological sign, that puts them in a box based on whatever her sign is. And you never want to put kids in a box. You want to let kids do what the hell they aspire and what they need to do. So why the fuck is a kid walking up to, you got the whole, who you attracting with that line? What's your name? What's your sign? I might walk up from behind. Like, nobody's walking up with their age and their sign outside of adults. Kids don't need to do that, because you need to let kids develop and define and discover who they are on their own. What the fuck you got a kid walking up talking about how old they are and what the fuck they sign is? And that's what Diddy is doing? Okay. It ain't right to me. But
yes, it's breaking news.
Bad boy.
Anybody else? Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Barone.
Ava Barone Combs. Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents that.
That's not funny. That's mean. If I'm pregnant, you dirty. You should show look like it from the picture.
Right there, tell me that wasn't no bar. That wasn't no bar. Nigga, listen.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand
I swear to God, I don't understand.
I just don't get it. I don't get that. I don't get that. But nonetheless, it made me uncomfortable. Let's continue.
But you're my child also, but please tell the story.
So I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Yeah. Jesus risen.
Bad boy.
Anybody else? Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs. Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Yeah. Jesus risen.
Bad boy.
Anybody else? Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs. Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Yeah. Jesus risen.
Bad boy.
Anybody else? Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs. Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So I was.
So what are y'all getting from this? What are you getting from Diddy? Leo. Okay, well, what? Okay, well, you're gonna have to wait. So what are you all getting from this? What are you all getting? Now, I have a Tracee Ellis Ross clip that I need to play for you all. Tracee Ellis Ross, if you don't know, she has a hair care line because Tracee Ellis Ross is Diana Ross's daughter. And so she has this hair care line, as does Taraji as well. But we ain't talking about Taraji. We're talking about Tracee Ellis. And Tracee Ellis Ross actually, she did this like collaboration with Diddy, and what seemed to be in a PR sense, this mashup of Tracee Ellis Ross and her hair care products for her. Because honestly, Tracee Ellis Ross is like kind of like biracial, but like the hair care line was given like, oh, this can be for biracial people and or just flat out black people. That's what it was given, which is the same thing that Taraji's line is given, but that's a whole nother thing. And so Tracee Ellis Ross, when she was, first like coming out with her hair care line, marketing wise, she mashed up with Diddy. And Diddy was doing the obviously Ciroc and vodka at the time, and she was doing the hair. So they did this kind of thing where their PR felt like, oh, let's have them pop up on social media and they can be promoting their vodka and their hair care line in the same video. And that's kind of like what this was. So I want you to see how this went.
What is this flavor?
Let me get this.
What's that flavor?
I need some conditioner.
Put that conditioner in your hair right now. Okay? We're gonna put this in my system.
Oh, pattern.
Hold on.
Oh my God. My hair is like having an orgasm right now.
Oh my God.
Cheers. Cheers. No, cheers.
Black,
I love you.
Black excellence.
Black excellence to us. Yes, bitches.
I cannot drink that whole thing.
Black homo.
Okay, so what did we notice? What did we notice throughout this video? For me, what I noticed throughout this video, I noticed Tracee Ellis Ross avoiding the eye, lip, or just facial contact in general from this guy. And I, like, as a woman, like, you know how that goes. Like, he's trying to pretend. So she's avoiding the facial contact, but also she pretends to drink in this video as well. And so what Diddy is doing here, what he's doing is he's hovering over her. He's thinking like, damn, I got Diana Ross daughter in my house. Like, I got Diana Ross daughter in my house. Like, I'm finna da-da-da, and she's dodging. And while he's trying to like be extremely lax, not necessarily give all that needs to be gave in this promotional video, she's trying to stay on brand with the job, not whatever he's trying to do. So she's like, okay, so I'm going to play it again for you really quickly because I really want you to catch it, because he's trying to play along and like lick on her ear. And she's like, no. And she's like, okay, here's the product. Let's talk about the name of the product. This is it. While Diddy is trying to do something else. So, like I said, what do we have? We got like 500 people here. Please be sure you hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, because it helps and it is free.
What is this flavor?
Let me get this.
What's that flavor?
I need some conditioner.
Put that conditioner in your hair right now. Okay? We're gonna put this in my system.
Pretend to drink.
Oh, pattern.
Hold on.
Oh my God. My hair is like having an orgasm right now.
Oh my God.
Cheers. Cheers. No, cheers.
Black,
I love you.
Black excellence.
Black excellence to us. Yes, bitches.
I cannot drink that whole thing.
Black homo.
So there's some things happening here, and Tracee Ellis Ross is not playing with him. And Tracee Ellis Ross, she doesn't really play with anybody. She don't play with anybody, to be completely and absolutely honest with you. She doesn't play with anyone. But that's that. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on now to, well, we already did the Meek Mill thing. Meek Mill, Gene Deal. Zaddy, I like when you do it, Zaddy. Zaddy, I like when you do it, Zaddy. That's what be going on. with the whole Diddy stuff. But here's the thing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. I got into all of the Justin Biebers. Let's make sure we got into everything. Okay. Wait, I really want to. Okay. I want to get into Justin Bieber's whole thing, and I've broken it up a bit, and I want to put it all together. I don't want to keep breaking it up because I really feel like Justin. If there's anybody that needs some healing, some whatever the case is, it's definitely Justin. So let's get into Justin for a moment. I'm gonna have to get my cat settled. Yes, Leo. Let's get Justin settled, and we're still gonna get into I was getting ready to say Robert. I want to say R. Kelly so bad because I'm so used to saying Robert. We're gonna get into what's his face? What's his name? Diddy. Child, I forget these predators' names. They ain't that important. Let's get into it. Drop some pancakes down below. Let's continue. And we're gonna get into this. Get into this Black-owned business, Srickies. It's got things for inside your home, outside your home, and even on the go. JasmineMadeIt.com is your new destination for Black-owned magic mugs, tumblers, and even wine glasses. You can even customize the tumblers and wine glasses. There's a lot going on for a low price over at JasmineMadeIt.com. And if you've been serious about wanting to support more Black-owned businesses, here's your chance. Let JasmineMadeIt.com handle all your problems for family and friends. You ever had a friend over and they just wasn't catching the hint or paying the rent?
Y'all asses all get to stepping.
Yeah, tell them to get to stepping with this nostalgic Martin-themed doormat and shop over a dozen different doormat designs over on JasmineMadeIt.com. All right, Srickies, you know what time it is. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and shop Black today. Make life easier for you and your household by taking your family's hot or cold beverages on the go with one of these unique tumblers. It's insulated to keep your beverage at temperature, and it comes with a few different reusable straws and even the specific brush that you need to wash it so you can keep it sanitized and germ-free. They've got all kinds of designs to match your mood or style. So grab something for your wife, the hubby, or even the kids over on JasmineMadeIt.com. That's JasmineMadeIt.com, and I'll see you over there. All right, so we are back. We are back, and we want to get into making sure that we have really explored all of the Justin Bieber stuff.
Right, huh?
I definitely feel protective of her.
You ain't been calling.
Okay, so I wanted to pick up where I left off with the Justin Bieber stuff. You know, Justin Bieber was around Diddy when he was very young, when he was a budding star before or during the baby phase. And I really want to finish off with showing you all how it seems as though Diddy got a hold of a young, vulnerable artist that didn't have the protection, which is why I believe that he definitely could have been a part of the quiet on set child stars who have been exploited thing. It's just that he wasn't an actor. He was an entertainer or singer or pop star, or however you want to categorize him. He was still subjected to and became a victim of the same things that the folks who were part of the documentary, he was a victim of those same faulty practices and not really having any protection. Let's take a look at this really quickly.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So, yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away. I definitely feel protective of her.
Bad boy.
What is it?
Anybody else? Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No.
Like I said, P. Diddy targets children. I already showed you the video of this one is a little bit more elongated, but I already showed you this video. Like, why is he just trying to pick children up off the street? Like, he's got some really sick desires. Justin Bieber is an example. Some would say Usher is an example, because some say Usher was a part of it. He grew to be a participant, or he grew to realize he didn't want to be a part of it. But he was signed, Justin Bieber was signed to Usher, but Usher served Justin Bieber up on a silver platter to Diddy, knowing all that Diddy was about. Diddy's inkling for vulnerable people, trying to turn them to artists, or just vulnerable people in general, is problematic. It's very problematic.
Oh, no. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
Bad boy.
Anybody else? Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava
Not what's your last name. Like I said, like what, like for real, like what kid pops up on a video and says, my name is such and such, and I'm a insert astrological sign here. Like, that's not what kids do. That's some adult dating website type behavior. Hello? My name is Ava. I'm a Scorpio. Like,
Eva Baroni Combs. Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted.
Diddy adopted a white child. Like, Diddy, you always trying to do something for the sake of popularity or publicity. You're never really trying to do things for the betterment and the sake of just doing it.
But you still have beautiful parents that, but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Yeah.
Bad boy.
Anybody else? Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava.
Yeah, so it makes me uncomfortable. Videos like this make me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But this is what Diddy does. What more can you say to that? So that's why it's like him sitting in court right now, pleading his bail and everything else, like I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you in any capacity at all. So we've gotten into, I just feel like he likes to manipulate children. This is a child that I've showed you, that I've shown you, excuse me. And then also we've got him having access to Usher when Usher was a child, Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber was a child, this little white girl right here. And that is just him targeting children. When it comes to adults, you know, targeting and trying to quote unquote recruit a result. Tracee Ellis Ross. We've got the Meek / Diddy XXX tape that Gene Deal recorded. Sounded like somebody was starting at a car, but really it was them two getting down together, allegedly. And then we've got this thing with DaBaby. Hold on. Let me just make sure I am. Let's see what this says. Let's see what this said.
Oh, man. I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy,
at?
I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
That was you.
Scrambling.
What? You said, I like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Hey, man. Miami, a night of partying. I don't really remember what I was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like a reminder?
Yeah, sure.
Play some.
Hey, yo, listen, yo, I love it all. I love it all, man. I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy,
at?
I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
That was you.
Scrambling.
What? You said, I like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Hey, man. Miami, a night of partying. I don't really remember what I was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like a reminder?
Yeah, sure.
Play some.
Hey, yo, listen, yo, I love it all. I love it all, man. I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy,
at?
I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
That was you.
Scrambling.
That was him scrambling and scraping. Let's get into what happened. Did you all know that DaBaby has been to a Diddy party? Did you all know that? Did you all know that? Can you put a 4 in the chat? Did you know? Put a 4 in the chat if you knew that DaBaby had been to a Diddy party, and put a 5 in the chat if you had no clue. A 4 if you knew DaBaby done been to a 5 if you had no clue. A 4 if you knew, 5 no clue. 4 if you knew, 5 no clue. I see people type. Okay. Okay. Well, let's listen to
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA.
Wait, has everybody taken a moment to hit the like button? You know, I need you to tap on the like button when you come on in. Just tap on it, you know, even if you got tap dance, even if you were old defend, just hit the like button. But you know what? If you were old defender and you want to hit the thumbs down, that is okay as well. just hit the button. And I appreciate it. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to.
Right.
Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop de whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope.
What you think going on around here? That he had a little bit of Diddy party? What's going on? You know, what's really going on? That he been part and that he liked it. It's I'm gonna listen to this one more time and then I'm gonna tell y'all what do y'all think? Is he a sellout? Like what?
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop de whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope.
You know, it's real interesting to me. This was an interview that was done. It wasn't like it was done before all of the Diddy nonsense happened. This was after the Cat Williams interview took place and transpired. So he already knew about all of the Diddy hoopla, all of the Diddy backlash. He knew about all of this stuff, and he still decided to come out because he felt like there was some equity within saying that I've been to a Diddy party. What I find to be very interesting is DaBaby felt like the equity that I will get in saying that I've been to a Diddy party will outweigh the negativity that is coming from any fucked up shit that's been happening at the Diddy parties. That's the part that gets me. I'm gonna say it again because I really feel like it's slightly profound, and it makes me pause and wonder about other people like him. DaBaby literally, because this was an interview that was like a couple months ago. It wasn't like it wasn't before all of it was. So after he sees all of these Diddy lawsuits come out, he decides to go on Shannon Sharp and to say that despite all this nonsense, I was at a Diddy party. I was at a Diddy party. And he finds that to be something, he thinks that holds more weight, his attendance at the Diddy party and his proximity to Diddy, to be better, to somehow outshine the negative stuff that's happening in the media right now. Like, he really thought that this was a time to cling on to Diddy. He really thought that this was a time to say, I've been in community with him. He going through, but do we expect anything different from him? This is the same nigga who popped out on stage at Coachella when Tory was ordered to stay away from Megan, and he popped, like, he's just a trash nigga. Like, he's just a trash nigga. He like, yeah, I've attended big deals. It was Diddy, and now Diddy going under, and it's like, what the fuck can you say? Like, what? Okay, moving forward, y'all. Cause niggas like that, like, you can't even reason with niggas like that. Like, you literally cannot even reason with niggas like him. You can't. Let me see if there's something I can give as it pertains to Stevie J. Sweetest taboo. So we're gonna get into Stevie J next. Speaking of niggas, and whatever the case is, we are going to get into Stevie. We are gonna get into Stevie.
You know they got your mans. They got your mans on sex or so.
So this is because y'all know Stevie. Y'all know Stevie has been defending Diddy, standing by Diddy all day, all tomorrow. And this is really interesting because this video, mind you, it's a random ass video online, but it's just like, this is very on point because this is what it is. Listen, take a listen.
Hey, you know they got your mans. They got your mans on sex assault charges. Yeah, the nigga you be hanging with. The nigga you be hanging with. Oh, yeah, sex offender. And he was your mans. He was your boy. I heard you grew up with him. That's crazy, man.
You ain't know what he was doing? You ain't feel bad at all? Like, no guilt, none of that?
Hey, you know they got your mans. They got your mans on sex assault charges. Yeah, the nigga you be hanging with. The nigga you be hanging with. Oh, yeah, sex offender. And he was your mans. He was your boy. I heard you grew up with him. That's crazy, man.
You ain't know what he was doing? You ain't feel bad at all? Like, no guilt, none of that?
Ain't no guilt, ain't no none of that. It's the truth. That's the thing. Like, that's just the thing at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's the thing. That's the thing. Stevie J posted a photo. Stevie J posted in his stories of him like driving on a highway or something like that, and he had Sade playing Sweet as Taboo. Baby, that's baby old music. That is baby old music as we know it. Okay? It's baby old music. Stop playing with me. And that's what Stevie had going on. I think I'm gonna open the phone lines. I'm gonna get to my last point, and then I'm gonna see if anybody. Do y'all have anything to say? I'm gonna open the phone lines and see if y'all have anything to say really quickly. And I'm gonna open this thing. And then we gonna get off of here and we gonna go to bed. And we gonna call back later. Diddy's gonna have a freak off in prison. He's gonna pay them to shout out to Black American. But yeah, this is a very interesting situation. Let me see. I feel like I did want to get into his attorney for just a moment. If you do want to call in, I put the link in the description box. Did I? No, I didn't. Hold on. Let me put the link in the description box so y'all can call in. There we go. This is a really interesting situation. Are y'all enjoying the live this evening? And where are y'all watching from? Like, where are y'all watching from? Get into the attorney. His attorney. Some are saying Diddy needs to change lawyers. Yeah, some are saying Diddy needs to change lawyers. For sure. Some are saying, let me get into this, the fact that some think that he needs to let's see what's going on here. We shall see.
Expect if tomorrow doesn't go as planned?
We're gonna keep fighting. We're gonna fight till we get him out.
Do you feel like the judge is gonna, change their mind from yesterday? I mean, what's the biggest change from today to tomorrow?
It's a different judge. It's a bail appeal, and we think we'll do well on appeal.
Do you know how many alleged victims there are in this case?
I only know of one, and it's the one in count 2. I don't know of anybody else.
And what's the alleged offense?
It's sex trafficking.
And did anything allegedly happen here in New York or all LA and Miami area?
I believe it's certainly mostly LA and Miami.
Okay, does anything have a connection here to New York right now?
Basically what they say the connection is he had his business here for a period of time.
And did anything happen at the recording studios?
No, nothing alleged.
Watch your back, watch your back.
Were you offended that they were comparing this case to like R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein?
Nothing offends me. I've been a defense lawyer too long to be offended by anything.
What kind of help do we expect Diddy to get? Are we talking about rehab or?
What was the question?
What kind of help are we expecting Diddy to get? Rehab or?
He's getting help, and he's gonna do what he needs to deal with the situation.
What was the first thing that he said to you after he realized that he was going back to jail tonight?
I'll see you tomorrow.
What is this adjustment going to be like for him?
The adjustment is going to be. He's never complained. He spent the night sleeping on a cement bench yesterday. Didn't complain. Said I'm happy to be here. I'm happy I'm in New York.
Are you worried about his safety? Is that why you guys wanted him out, or?
No, I want him out because he should be out.
So safety's not an issue?
No, safety's not an issue. He should be out. He deserves to be out. It's the United States. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Are you concerned that this goes the way of Epstein?
No, I'm not. We're gonna win this trial. We're gonna win this trial because he's innocent.
Well, I'm talking about
like
how
suicide.
He was found dead
No. He's not. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
So
he's gonna
not
be okay.
Despondent or anything?
No. He's a fighter and he's gonna fight.
Okay. That's what the attorney had to say. So We shall see. We shall see what the attorney has to say. Hold on, there is something else. That was number one. Let's look up number two. Let's see what it is. Okay, we are getting there. Thank you for hitting thumbs up on the video. And dropping them pancakes.
Good afternoon, everybody. So we made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot. I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and I believe inhumane housing conditions in the special housing unit of the Metropolitan Detention Facility. And I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible. I understand that the government has a great amount of electronic devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable, nothing's on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to have to accommodate me and him and give us a quick trial, and I'm going to be pushing for that. He's ready, he's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. But wherever he is, his resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent, and we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer. I'm not really going to take any questions, but at this point, we are moving forward. We're preparing for trial as we speak, and we are considering our next steps and appealing the court's ruling to me today. All right. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it. You're doing good. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll do that. So in the past, Essex County, New Jersey, it's a county facility, but it has a contract with the federal government, and you can get a certain number of federal inmates in Essex County, New Jersey. And in my experience, it's an easier place to deal with. I think it's better for the person being housed there, and it's easier to get access, to him. I mean, one of the hardest things when you're preparing for a very significant trial with a great deal of discovery is you want your client to be able to have access to, the electronic discovery. Nothing nowadays is in paper form. Everything's electronic. So you need to make sure that your client has access to a computer and that he can look at the discovery, that comes in. So that was my idea. All right. I'm going to go. Thank you. He's good. Thank you.
Very interesting. Seeing that case of really it's the Justin Bieber thing. I'm not upset about his child. Let me get it together. I'm not upset about his legal woes and his issues and his attorney having a hard time, because I do feel like his attorney is having a hard time. I absolutely feel like his attorney is struggling. Like, oh God. You are on camera kicking and you record. He has definitely made it very difficult for his attorney to represent him in any capacity. So I don't feel bad for that, but I feel bad for his victims. I do. Let me see. I think that there are a couple of other things that I have. There are a couple of other things that I have that I'm gonna go ahead and find, and then we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. And then we gonna go ahead and get out of here. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let's see. We gonna get up out of here. Let me go here and find it. We gonna find it today. And thank y'all for hitting the like button and for dropping them pancakes in the chats. I do appreciate it. Something I'm missing. It's something I'm missing. Oh, I see. Got it. All right. Well, everybody get ready. Drop your pancakes in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We are going to be back in 3 minutes. Lego.
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
So wait a minute, you ain't joined the channel yet so that you can access special perks over here with the plainest Jane?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Ooh, watch this. Hey, I'm the plainest Jane. I'm a cultural commentator and informant, and I provide sticky coverage on trending stories, black news, black culture, and everyday topics with a sticky, abstract perspective. So get familiar with the perks. I've carefully curated all of these things, and it's just a little exclusive glaze to amplify the way that you express yourself. So get comfortable, get used to our official emoji over here. That is the pancake stack, because it's always sticky in Hollywood and in real life, and especially when you spend the time over here with the plainest Jane. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the exclusive glaze that I've provided for you to amplify the way you express yourself, and I hope you enjoy the digital vibe. Hey, listen, I always want you to keep it sticky, but be sure to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. But most importantly, I hope that you're feeling all right, and hopefully you've had some time to tackle some of your invisible problems. I know I got a couple of new subscribers, and I just want to say thank y'all. I really do appreciate you. And if you're not quite feeling all right, this channel right here, once you join, it's going to help you kick back and decompress always, but it'll also keep you in the know with what's happening with the best black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. So again, get comfortable. The first drink is on me, all right? Act like you got some sense, and I'll see you around. But don't forget to keep it sticky 24/7 by following me on Instagram, but hit that notification bell so that you always know when I upload and you get your dose of syrup first. Now, with all that stickiness being said, the most important thing I want you to remember about this neck of the woods and the plainest Jane is Black Lives Matter. And if you don't agree,
buy pumpkin. That would take you out. I don't play that shit.
Now you gotta go for real.
It's just that simple. Hey, look, whether you join or not, I do want you to stay beautiful, black, and blessed. And just know I appreciate your support. I'm your girl, the plainest Jane. And let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now.
Seen
All right. And we are back. I'm back, and we are getting into, if you haven't already gotten into the title. Now, listen, we get a little sidetracked sometimes, but sometimes we fall. Yes, baby. DaBaby. DaBaby. DaBaby is here. We fall down the rabbit hole sometimes just to get into a bit we get more information and we get more detailed when it comes to certain aspects of whatever it is that we're talking about. And in this case, we're talking about Diddy targeting children, and that is the main point of this video. But there are other neighborhoods that we need to get into as we discuss this. Leo, thank you. So as we are into this, Lord have mercy, between the cat, the comments, and everything, I've been thrown off in this video, but we're gonna continue. Like I said, when we came into the beginning of this video, it doesn't matter how the feds came upon or stumbled upon Diddy's wrongdoing, he still was doing effed up stuff. So it really doesn't matter how they came upon it. What happens is they came upon it and found a lot of wrongdoing. So let's get into another clip. Let me see. We just got finished with a couple of Justin Bieber clips. We got some Diddy clips and how he targets children. And I really feel like Diddy, he recruits a lot of people, whether they be children or whether they be people who are, I feel like Diddy recruits folks who are just vulnerable and new to the industry. Like they're just, so they don't have to be children. And yeah, you could say, well, okay, well, you consented to that, you know, because the word that's being tossed around now is consent. And it's a matter of, okay, did they consensually have sex or have relations with Diddy because they felt like they could get ahead, or that's what they needed to do in order to sustain whatever newfound, notoriety or whatever it is that they felt like that they had attained. And if Diddy threatened that, and if they had been working so long to gain it, like that is technically kind of like coercion and you abusing your power. So that's kind of who we are and where we are when it comes to the whole Diddy thing. I want to get into these videos of him, even though I want to get into his attorney for a moment. Now, let me get into, so I already played the Diddy Attorney 1 video. Let me play Diddy Attorney 2. And let me go ahead and play that.
Good afternoon, everybody. So we made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot.
Now, mind you, this is Diddy's attorney, and he's saying the fight continues, and he's also saying that Diddy is a fighter. Now, I want you to keep these few words in mind. Diddy is a fighter, is what his attorney is saying. Diddy is a fighter. Keep that in mind.
I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and I believe inhumane housing conditions in the special housing unit of the Metropolitan Detention Facility. And I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible. I understand that the government has a great amount of electronic devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable, nothing's on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to have to accommodate me and him and give us a quick trial, and I'm going to be pushing for that. He's ready, he's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. But wherever he is, his resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer. I'm not really going to take any questions, but at this point, we are moving forward. We're preparing for trial as we speak, and we are considering our next steps and appealing the court's ruling to me today. All right. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it. He's doing good. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll do that. So. In the past, Essex County, New Jersey, it's a county facility, but it has a contract with the federal government, and you can get a certain number of federal inmates in Essex County, New Jersey. And in my experience, it's an easier place to deal with. I think it's better for the person being housed there, and it's easier to get access, to him. I mean, one of the hardest things when you're preparing for a very significant trial with a great deal of discovery is you want your client to be able to have access to the electronic discovery. Nothing nowadays is in paper form. Everything's electronic. So you need to make sure that your client has access to a computer and that I can look at the discovery that comes in. So that was my idea. All right. I'm going to go. Thank you. He's good. Thank you.
So, what do you all think about what's happening with you know what? I can honestly say, like, on some I think that he should be jailed. I think that he definitely should be found guilty. I think that there's a little small, really small slither of a chance that he might get off. But for the most part, I feel like he not. This trial looks so similar to the R. Kelly trial that it's not even funny. Like, it's not even funny. We talking Rico, the racketeering, and you having so many people, like, you didn't do all of this by yourself. You had help. There are other people who are implicated. The list goes on and on. So I don't think that he's gonna get off. I really don't. I really don't. Let me see. What is that? Oh, they saying he need to change lawyers. Let me see. Ciao. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Child, I need to go home. I need to go home. You know what? The thing about it is some people are saying that Diddy needs well, some people are saying that he needs to find a new attorney. The fact of the matter is, first of all, he's not going to find a new attorney. Like, there's not going to be an attorney that no attorney is going to take on Diddy at this point or another. Let's try to be a little honest, child. And I'm going to take my ass home because like some of y'all are being so unrealistic that what is that? There is no attorney that is going to do the things. There is no attorney. But you know what? Like, his actual attorney quit. Like, why would you think another attorney would like show up? It's got to be some extreme beginner. Extreme beginner. And I'm like, I'm trying to find a way. I'm trying to find a way. You'd have to be an extreme beginner, and you can say that the government got something against Diddy, but girl, if I don't even got it for you. And sometimes, and marketing is my thing. Like, that's my major. Marketing is my thing, but I don't. The Diddy. Let me see. As a marketer, what could I say? I don't have it. I can try to sleep on it, but for now, like I don't have it. Even as a person who marketing was my major. So it's just like, well, this is my natural. I don't have it. Exactly, Leo. I don't have it. I don't have it. Because sometimes marketing, and I think this is the reason why she left, marketing be like, well, you did this effed up stuff. I'm gonna try to help you figure out how to move past this or whatever the case is. So Leo, what's the problem? All right. Well, we are going to have to end this video because the cat is tripping and I'm feeling how I feel, and there's stuff going on, and it's just like a lot happening. So we're going to be in the Discord. Shout out to the people who are in the Discord. We're going to be in the Discord, and I'm going to be talking in the Discord. And so for the people who are in the Discord, just understand, like, we finna about to be talking because, yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and end this thing. I love you all so much. And I cannot see. Oh my gosh. Jesus. I really need to get my eyes worked on. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate all of y'all. Let me see. Ciao.